It's the art teacher here again with you, and I'm talking about color today. I have something kind of magical to share with you, so try to stick in there for it, and you'll see it has to do with complementary or opposite colors. And I need to get through the color wheel information in order for this to make sense. So those are the two things I want to hit today. The color wheel is super important to any artist because it's a way of arranging colors that helps us to understand color relationships and how they fit in together. So here I have a color wheel, and I would like you to make a color wheel. Any age can do this, and it would be beneficial even for older students to go ahead and make a color wheel, because greater familiarity with the color wheel is always going to be helpful for an artist. So I just took the lid of a larger jar and made one circle. Now a smaller circle will be placed in the middle of it, and this smaller circle, I'm just using in this case a little glazed jar, whatever you have around will work. So you have two circles, then segment that into 6 sections like this. So I'm just drawing lines. There's the top section, the bottom section, and then a line straight across, a horizontal line like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I like to put yellow at the top. So go ahead and start off by coloring it in yellow. Try to be careful with it, make it look nice. Then work your way around the color wheel. Yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, and green. The arrangement is similar to that of a rainbow or the visible spectrum. And the idea is that between red and purple, where the rainbow begins and ends, they connect right there. So that's the color wheel, and it's very important, okay? So go ahead and make a color wheel, and once you get that done, we can move on to talking about the complementary colors, because that's a relationship of colors that's on the color wheel. So complementary colors are like the opposite colors, or I call them across the street colors. Sometimes that's a way to relate to them. So yellow is the opposite of, or complementary color of purple. That's the relationship those two colors have. Just like blue and orange, green and red. Okay, they're across from each other on the color wheel. They're like opposites, and they contrast with each other greatly. But there's something else that's very special about those colors. Now, if you stare at a color like that bright red circle, if you were to stare at that for about 30 seconds without blinking, and then look at a white surface, you would find that the after image is a bright green. Okay, so the after image is a complementary color. So what I've done, I've made this, and I use this with my students to demonstrate it. This is an American flag that's kind of funny looking. It's similar to an artist named Jasper Johns. You can look him up on Google Images and probably find him a painting that looks a little bit like this that he did. Not exactly, because I did the stars a little more unevenly. Anyway, what I've done is I've used the complementary color of red, which is green, the opposite of white, which is black, and the complementary color of blue, which is orange. So this is all made up out of opposites. Funny thing is, if you stare at that white dot for about 30 seconds, don't blink, just really stare at it, and then look at a white surface, the after image will be a vividly bright red, white, and blue American flag. You'll see the exact opposite colors. So it's kind of a neat activity to introduce complementary colors to whoever it is you're working with. Now, I suggest that you just get a ruler, a paper, and a pencil, easy enough, right? And go ahead and make a quick 13 stripes horizontally across the page. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the bottom. That's where the field comes in for the stars. Okay. Then I have my other stripes on the top, and I'm not so picky about the number of stars I get on here. But basically you're going to go for making the 13 stripes and several stars. Now there's a couple ways to make stars, as you know. The old 5 lines like that, or practice this just making it out of triangles. That will work as well. Either way, and you're going to want to color in all those stars black. So just like you see here, the stars are black. Have your student color in the field behind the stars orange, and the bottom stripe is green, and then they'll alternate green, black, green, black, green, black. So you'll have them alternate. Then comes the payoff. You post that on a larger piece of paper or on a wall which is white. Just tape it up there and put a little dot in the middle like that, a little white dot, and just have your student stare at that. Maybe they could step back 10 or 15 feet. Just have them stare at that for about 30 seconds, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but about 30 seconds without blinking. Well, if they blink a little, that's okay. And then have them look away at the white surface right afterward. They'll have an interesting surprise, and I'm sure that the idea of complementary colors or opposite colors will really stick with them after that. Well, I hope that's useful, and I'm sure it will be, especially if you are interested in sharing this art concept with a younger person. And if you find the videos useful, please be sure to subscribe, because then I'll be posting a new one every week, and you'll be sure to get that. So go ahead and subscribe, do the likes, do all that stuff, and maybe even post a link on Facebook. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good one.